Good morning. My name is Logan Hickox, and in my demonstrative speech today, I'm going to teach y'all how to plant a shrub. And I've been working at Adams Nursery for 4 years, and I've always done landscaping and gardening work. And so I figured this would be the easiest thing for me to do. And this procedure will help you save money and time. You know, if somebody has to come by and plant, you know, if you've got one plant you want to plant, no reason in getting somebody, paying somebody to do it. You can do it yourself. And this procedure is only going to take three materials and 4 simple steps, and you'll be done. And all you'll need is a shovel, the plant, obviously. And today we're using it. I know it don't look too hot, but it's all right. It's going to come back as soon as I get it planted. And then you'll need a water source of some type, which we have a hose, but if you have a 5-gallon bucket, something like that, that'll work too. And so your first step is going to be picking out where you want your plant to be. And today we've decided I'm going to put it right over here in this spot. Don't have anything right here, and I don't really want to, this plant is going to help with the erosion so that, you know, this dirt doesn't go down the hill. And plants also help with our environment, you know, because we're having a bit of a problem with, you know, deforestation, things like that, and all those plants that are no longer here, those are going to be, you know, that's all taken away from, you know, carbon that could be absorbed in the atmosphere. And so, you know, some people think that, you know, digging's pretty hard, but out here is a bunch of clay. But once you find your spot and you start digging your hole, it shouldn't take long. You know, you just gotta be persistent, really get in there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to give it a good jump. Don't be, you know, don't go too easy on it. You know, you got to really give it a fair try to get that dirt out of there. And as you're taking the dirt out, pay attention to how big your plant is, because, you know, you want to make sure it's deep enough and wide enough to fit in there. And as you can see, our hole's getting pretty good. Keep on digging. All right, and as you can see, it's looking like our hole looks pretty dang good now. I mean, what you do now, you'll take your plant, stick your shovel in the ground, get your plant. My easiest way to do this is turn it upside down like that, and you just want to set it in there. Make sure it's right level, and that looks a little low. We're gonna bring a little bit more dirt in here, because you don't want it too low, because it's going to settle. So you want it sitting maybe an inch above the soil so that whenever it settles, it's level. And so we need a little bit more dirt in here. And so we'll just drop it back in there. And you see it's maybe an inch above the ground. That's perfect. Exactly where you want it. All right. And today this is an azalea that we're planting right now. But just about any shrub or anything, after you get it in the ground like that, what you're going to want to do is get the dirt and just kind of, you know, slowly bring it around it, you know, and make sure you're filling it in all the way to the bottom. You don't want to leave any gap of air, you know, where you're not going to have any, you know, dirt in there. It's got to have dirt all the way up to it, you know, and sometimes, somehow, you'll dig a hole and end up with less dirt than what you started with. I don't quite know how to explain that to you, but you plant enough stuff, you'll notice. And once you get the dirt around it, you're gonna want to put your foot in there, pack that dirt down, make sure it's tight in there, make sure it's got enough, you know, enough dirt in the cracks that it's not gonna, you know, get washed away, you know. There you go. There you go, just like so, and then you can kind of rake it with your feet, get it right up by it. And this is gonna help keep the root ball warm too, because right now, you know, we don't know with the weather. We might have another, you know, storm, something like that. You gotta make sure it's all the way up to the root ball, okay? Keep it warm, because underground is a lot warmer. There ain't no wind, nothing like that. That's why the plant's like their roots growing down there. That's why plants can survive the winter. And so now, you've got the dirt, you've got the plant and everything. You'll grab your water hose or however you're getting your water to your plant, and you'll just give it a nice little water on the ground. Saturate the ground. Make sure that it's wet enough if it's summertime and it's real hot, you don't want to water the leaves, just the ground around it, because when it's real hot, that water on the leaves is like a magnifying glass, and it'll, you know how the sun is through a magnifying glass, it'll burn an ant or whatever you're trying to burn. So, but in the winter it's not as big of a deal. This ain't got no leaves on it right now, so it's totally fine to get everything wet. And as you can see, that's the easiest way to plant up. You can do this with a tree, you can do this with a shrub, and obviously I did it with a shrub here, but this effort, if everybody would, just plant a couple plants in their yard and at their house, that little bit of everybody doing their part could actually, affect our whole planet and the environment. So my name is Logan Hickox, and this has been How to Plant a Shrub.